Hey, today I'm going to be teaching you how to make the origami crane. It is fun to make, it's pretty, and it's fairly easy. So, all you will need is your creaser or your fingernail. Let's get started. Let's get started with the crane. First, you will need origami paper or normal printer paper, which to make a square, you fold into a triangle so that it's at a point, and then you fold it this way, then you crease, and fold all of that, fold along that same line you did right there, crease that, and then you keep doing that, and then finally, make a little rip, and then start ripping carefully. Remember that. Careful is key. Until you can just break it apart. Or you can take your scissors and save some time and cut along that line. The reason I don't like that is because it's less accurate, because you're more likely to get a wavier line because your hand is less steady, and it will turn out in a origami thing that doesn't look as good as you intended. Or you can take a exact knife and you can take a ruler or something and line it up with that edge and cut it down, but that seems more work than you would need. So I just use origami paper. For the first step, flip it so that the white side is showing to you. Take one of the corners and fold it over to that point over there. Okay, I'll try to zoom in for you. So that's pretty darn perfect. For cranes, you really want it to be nice and straight. See that's not acceptable. With other things, it's okay, and if you can't get it, it's fine. It's just probably going to result in a less accurate creases. Okay, so you have this now, correct? Sorry, and a less accurate crane. Take your fingernail. I do cello, so I can't. I would suggest a longer fingernail if you're going to use that, and just go up and down a couple times. For me, I don't prefer using my fingernail because it just basically sands off the side of it. So that's why I just use this. Just go up and down a couple times, 2. Unfold it, flip it over, go along that same line, that same crease that you just made. Unfold that, over again, and do that same thing, starting from here over to there. Now something like this. Next, you make kind of a plus, going from there to there. So you would take the flat end, fold it over to the other side so that it's nice and exact. And then unfold it, fold along that same crease that you just made. Do that with this side too. At the end, you should have something that looks like this, with the plus thing, and then the thing that looks like an X. this is kind of the tricky part. So you grab the corners, and this is when it comes handy to fold one side, flip, and fold along that same crease. That's when this comes in handy. So either you can do it this way, where you put something right here. At least that's what I like to do. Here, I'll put my turtle right here. It's an eraser. And you grab these corners and bring it together right here. So you have something like that. And then you push down, and that makes a square base, or a primary base, I think it's called that. Or you can do it the traditional way, which is you push down the corners, bring them together, and do it like that. That's how I usually do it. Then once you do that, crease over these 3 lines that you just made. Did you do that? Great. So you should have something that looks like this. If you unfold it, you should have something that looks like this. With a layer up here, 2 things right here, and another layer, like a sandwich. Got that? Sweet. Let's move on. Okay, so you should have something that looks like this. Next, you take one of the edges. So you see this right here. I'll try to focus this. There are 2 edges. You want to take the top one and bring it over to the center, which is right in the center crease. See, right there? You want to make this exact so that it's easier folds in the future. So, see how I tried to make it as good as I could? And beyond my power would be every centimeter is together. But I can't do that, so. And then do that with this side, and this side. Got it? Sweet. Go team! Have something like this. If you do, that's great. Unfold all of that. Not the whole thing, mind you, just the parts that you just did. So if you look from it above, it should be something like this. And this is crazy. That point, which you see right here, is going to be the body. This part, right here. Anyway, so unfold that. And then fold the top 2 back together. Okay? Now, see this point? Take it and fold it to right here. The crease should be right up against there. So, that. And then crease this very, very hard. Then lift it up, flip it, crease along that same line. Just hard, lift, and go back to the side where these 2 meet. Unfold that. Now, look right here, even with yours. So you might see that there are multiple layers. There's the top one, the middle two, and the bottom. Take that top one right here. So go like right there. Lift it up to that crease that you just made. Put your finger right there. Take this corner and bring it to your finger. It should be close. And then put your finger right down there. Take this right there and fold that down. You just petal folded. Crease all of this. That's something that you can tell your friends at school about, or your mom, or your wife or husband. Guess what I did today? I petal folded. Then do that same thing on the back. Remember, you lift the top layer, bring it to the center, then collapse that, and this as well. So that ends up being something like that. You should have something like this now. This is a bird base. It's 2 petal folds, back to back, with a triangle looking thing at the top. Fold these up, and then fold them down. It's like a soccer exercise. Use this part to go up twice, flip, and then up again. Flip these flaps back up if you don't know what I'm talking about. So, right here, there should be flaps, and then fold them down, and that's what I'm talking about. That's the money right there. And then crease, and then crease. Got it? If you don't have this, it's okay. Just go back a couple minutes and just rewatch it. And if you're having trouble, it's okay. Just what I like to do, puzzle through it. You'll get it eventually. Cool fact, when you go to sleep, your brain doesn't go to sleep. It puzzles over the puzzles you puzzled that same day. So if your brain goes to sleep, you might come up with the answer in the morning. It's cool. Now, take one of the edges. See right here? There's 2 edges. Bring it to the center. And then crease that. Do the same on this one, and the 2 in the back. You should have something that looks like this. This is not good. Just kidding, it is. This is perfect. If you have something like this, congratulate yourself. Pat yourself on the back. Give yourself a round of applause. Well done, sir, or ma'am. And then we're going to do an inside reverse fold. If you don't know what that is, that's okay. What it is taking one of these flap things, one of the legs, and seeing this chasm thing, bringing it up. But as you're doing so, it should be folding in itself. I didn't fold all of my folds correctly, so and you might not have either. And so that's why you might be having a little bit of trouble. But it's gonna be all right. Inside reverse folds aren't the easiest things. At least they're easier than outside reverse folds, which this, instead of folding it in, it's actually folding it out. So it's like this, and just go like that kind of. So you should have something that looks like this. Do the same with this right here. All right, that wasn't the trickiest step, but yet you made it through. Congratulations. Now, you should have something that looks like this, correct? If you do, you have passed probably the hardest step. Next, take this side, the first side that you folded. You don't have to, honestly. You can do this side. And fold it downward. It's another inside reverse fold, but it's not as big as the other one. So, sorry, I'm trying to get a good angle so that I can do it and you can see it. So you're kind of inside reverse folding and creasing. I like to crease with my fingers and not this because it's harder to crease with the creaser. But I crease with my fingers when doing this. So you have the crane face. It's starting to come together, right? Now, with the tail, make it go down a little bit, and then kind of what you want to do is make it more round. So you pinch it. So if it was straight like that, you want to pinch. So you're just kind of making it work, I guess. So it becomes kind of round. If it's not perfect, but like this. So you should have a crane that looks like it's coming together, but it still hasn't woken up all the way. This is the last step of the, never mind, it's not the last step, it's the second to last step of the crane. Are you ready? Are you ready, men or women? Okay, so for the second to last step, take these wing things and pull them down as far as they will go without ripping. So pull them down, and if you watch, you can kind of like see right here where it goes down and it meets the wing. You fold it down to right there, and you fold that down, and do not use this under any circumstances. No, sir. Just lightly crease with your fingers. It will help it like stay up more. Don't even want to crease it that much. Do the same on the other side. And now, oh wait, I wasn't even right. That was the third to last step of the origami crane. It's not the simplest, it's not the easiest, but it has a whole bunch of steps. Right, now the second to last step, I'm sure of it. It's kind of hard. Take your crane, lift out the wings. Oh, see? This is nice, right? No, it's not. Take out the wings, pull them out, and while you're doing so, push down on this. and push it out. Put the wings out even more if you have to, but don't let them rip. Now you have a big, fat, beefy crane. The next step, it's optional. It's a pretty good crane already. The next step is for the feet. You ready for this? Okay, now the last step. It's also optional. Oh, sorry, crane. Flip the crane upside down and kind of pinch these bottom parts behind. Like just pinch them apart kind of. Not so much that they rip, just so that it has a bigger, wider space. And sometimes while doing that, the body will like shrink back up. It's okay. Sometimes it's better to do this before you do that, but you can just make it chubbier again. And so now you have the completed crane. Now this is really something to brag about.